Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, many of my questions have already been asked, so I will uh, only ask 2 or 3 possible questions. Two for the MILF side. Ginong Iqbal, meron pong BBL na nakahain dito po sa Kongreso at alam naman po ninyo, ang Senado ay hindi malaking rubber stamp which will mechanically out a yes or a no sa kahit anong batas. Being a deliberative body, we offer our insights to cure, improve, amend some of the provisions with the end in view of forging a superior piece of legislation. Kung sakaling mababago ang BBL, substantive in scope but no major dilution of the principles and will not jeopardize autonomy, tatanggapin nyo ba ito? Igagalang nyo po ang pasya at wisdom ng lehislatura? Or will you use this as an excuse to turn your back and walk away from the negotiating table?
Thank you, Your Honor, for asking that question. I would repeat what we have been saying, that the MILF trust the collective wisdom of Congress, both the lower house and the upper house, to pass a good legislation in the form of the Bangsamoro Basic Law. And then I would reiterate what had been stated in the letter of Chairman Murad to Congressman Ropos Rodriguez regarding the BBL. The letter said that the position of the MILF is what is contained in the BBL. However, knowing that plenary powers rest with Congress, then the MILF is requesting the Congress to improve and perhaps to hasten the BBL.
Okay. So, maliwanag natatanggapan ninyo ang pasya ng Kongreso kung meron mga amendment na gagawin ang mga kinatawan?
Ang bottom line po, as far as we are concerned, it's not to the extent of watering it down. Not to the extent of watering it down. Because even if we accept it, Your Honor, mananatili pa rin ang problema. Kasi a watered down BBL would not address the legitimate grievances of our people. And then, pagtatanggapin ng MILF, halimbawa, yung watered down na BBL, pati ang MILF magiging out of fashion ng MILF. Magiging irrelevant ang MILF. And then, magpapatuloy yung problema. Kaya ho, ang appeal namin, na sana po yung BBL as it is crafted by the Bangsamoro Transition Commission, except for improvement and for enhancement, for Congress really to pass a good legislation in the form of the Bangsamoro Basic.
Maraming salamat, Ginoong Iqbal. Naniniwala po tayo na we all know that there are many contentious issues dito sa BBL, no? May mga issue dyan ng kapangyarihan at issue dyan pang pondo. The BBL is not just a political blueprint, but also an appropriations bill. At in the first year estimate, sa aming pagsisiyasat, sa aming pagsusuri sa mga dokumento, sa mga sagot, sa mga iba't ibang forum, ay siguro yung unang taon ng gagastusin dito ng taong bayan, ng ating pamalaan, na babayaran ng taxpayer, ay hindi bababa sa 75 billion, Ginong Iqbal. Tama ba yung nabanggit kong halaga? Na hindi bababa sa 75?
Siguro tama ho, more or less.
More or less, opo. Now, just to put things into perspective, Ginong Iqbal, yung budget ng AFP ay 95 billion, ang budget ng PNP ay 70 billion, ang budget ng CCT ay 70 billion. Ganun kalaking pera ang manggagaling sa mga taxpayer outside of the ARM region, no? Ganun kalaking halaga to. 70 billion na automatically appropriated na wala nang say ang Kongreso sa unang taon pa lang. May mga block grant, may formula, mayroong social fund at kung ano-ano pa, no? Hindi ba't kung ang isang grupo ay humihingi ng autonomy, bakit humihingi rin ng pondo? Ang ibig sabihin autonomy ay magsasarili. Bakit kinakailangan ganitong kalaking pondo ang ibibigay?
Would I answer it, Your Honor?
Yes, please. Apa.
Unang-una ho, kasi yung autonomy na para sa Bangsamoro, it's still part of the Philippines.
Correct.
Still the Philippines is the mother state. So as a mother, it's natural that the mother should help the son or the daughter.
Naunawaan po natin yan. Ngunit, posible ang iba't ibang lalawigan sa bansang Pilipinas ay hihingi din ng parehong kapangyarihan o di kaya magtatampo, bakit yung taxpayer money namin ay mapupunta ganun kalaki sa ibang lugar ng Pilipinas na parang masyadong malaking kapangyarihan at pondo ang hinihingi. No? But I will set that aside already, and I'm sure that there will be other hearings when we tackle the BBL by itself na pwede natin pag-usapan to. Ang huling katanungan ko na lang sa ating government side, no? Nung nakaraang hearing, tinanong ko, ano ba talaga ang US involvement sa planning, operation dito kay Marwan, no? At nababasa natin sa payagan na meron reward money, meron mga chopper na ginamit. Yung index finger nga, hindi nabigay sa PNP, napadala sa General Santos, hindi natin nakuha ng litrato, so on and so forth. Pwede bang ipaliwanag ninyo dito sa Senado ngayon?
Your Honor, I believe that those two issues we listed down that will be taken up in the executive session, Your Honor.
So sasagutin ninyo mamaya pagdating
Yes,
sa
Your
executive session. Okay. So yun lang po, Madam Chair, maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Senator Recto. If everybody followed your example and stuck to the time, I think we will make it to our executive session. I will give Secretary Delas 1 minute, please, for your manifestation.
Yes, Your Honor, and I can't just let it go because so much was said about the relationship between terrorism and revolutionary movements, and I think that the manifestation of Senator Cayetano, there is a part there that I wish to underline because precisely this will help to enlighten the discourse. He said that that the U.S. government had wanted to put MILF in the terrorist list. It was the Philippine government that asked that it not be included. But very meaningfully, it also said that the U.S. government decided eventually that the best way to de-link terrorism and MILF as a revolutionary movement was the peace process. Alalahanin lang ho yun natin ho yun. Yun ho yung sinabi na ang pinakamabisang paraan na ma-disconnect mo ang isang revolutionary movement at ang terorismo is the peace process. And in the end, that is the policy of the U.S. government that has prevailed. Let me also just mention, Your Honors, that IRA was a terrorist, was labeled as a terrorist movement. ANC of Mandela was also a terrorist movement. FARC in Colombia, where there are negotiations now ongoing, that may lead to an agreement where they will become part of a government, was also a terrorist movement. Yun ho yung ating sinasabi na kailangan ho titignan lagi ito in a narrative. Hindi ho, ang evolution ho ng revolutionary movement ay hindi napapako sa iisang sandali. At may nangyayari. At anong ginagawa mo ngayon ay dapat na angkop doon sa kalagayan nito ngayon. And may I just ask, Your Honor, just to give a little bit of time also to Professor Ferrer to respond to the manifestation that was with reference to her remarks.